Hey, Gavox here. So today we got a Larry Doby review. If you like this kind of content, let me know. And I don't respond to every comment, but I do read them. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the MLB Show reviews. I'm going to do a couple of them here and continue for a little bit. But we'll see if the content fits for the channel. So contact versus righty and power versus righty is basically where this card shines, along with the vision. So at the plate is where you want Doby. The discipline of 125 means you can check swing, and he will actually check it for you. I know some guys, I have trouble hanging up, and sometimes it feels a little random, but you know, that's the thing when we get, you know, timing is like frame by frame. So the downside of Doby, if we're looking at the stats, is the speed where my dumb head is covering at 64. But this card is very comparable to, say, like Live Series Trout, or I guess the only Trout in the game. Kind of a left-handed version of him, except, you know, maybe not really, because he's like almost 20 speed slower. So in the outfield, he's not as good out there as you would say, like a Trout or some of the other top-end center fielders, if you want somebody with a little bit more speed. I know the game's a changing. Power's back in on the menu a little bit, where it's taken off. It was more like the Kenny Lofton, Tony Gwynn, you know, Jose Reyes, and other such, you know, Ichiro, like the low power, high contact guys kind of bloop in hits and just kind of get bailed out. And the thing about Doby is, yeah, he did bail me out a few times. What's nice about it is that, like, I missed a few balls and he'd still get line shots with them. I think that's part of the contact and vision power, or vision for the card that kind of basically turns it into a kind of bailout machine. Like there, when I didn't feel like I was really on the ball there, I kind of missed it. And my opponent's just trying to like debate me to go into second, but I didn't hold up. So once you're on the base path, so I'm not going to show any running because, you know, it's tough. So once you're on the bases, it's a little tough to take extra ones with 64 speed. Somebody, I'd want them high 70s, 80s, into 90s, obviously, to kind of stretch into stolen bases, to kind of put more pressure on the defense there. So speed, with how important it is in real life and in the game here, it does make people pay attention to you over there. Like, they start taking slide steps to the batters behind you. Here he's against the lefty, and he does struggle against lefties. He's got a little bit poorer stats there, which is, you know, to be expected out of a left-handed player. But there he goes and laces one to center field anyway, so no big deal. I mean, contact versus lefty, still 94. Power's 86, so he's not as dangerous from the left side with the power, but the contact still there is very nice and better than most other cards that you're going to find out there. The issue, Doby, of course, besides for the speed and a little bit of the range and the fielding with that, and is his competition for the spot in center field. Now, we do have, you know, the Mike Trouts, of course. A lot of right and left fielders can also play center pretty competently. You know, you got the Henderson, the Gwynn out there for really a big fielding stud. Here he is hitting a nice little triple, so 64 speed can still do it once you get it down the line and kind of into the corner. So don't, like, it's not like he can't hit triples, he can't hit doubles, he can't do any of that. It's just less than ideal, and the competition is so high for a top-end card for that spot. So he's going for about, what, 70,000 stubs, I believe, at the moment. And for that price, you can get, I mean, that's half a Trout. So if you compare him to Trout, I think I'd rather have, for the price, because 70,000 stubs, if you're looking for stubs, I don't mind skimping out on Trout, even though I think Trout is overall a better card if you can hit with him, because a lot of people can't hit with Trout, especially with a little bit lower vision. The vision attribute is so important this year. Over 100 vision on this Doby makes him a danger at the plate. But does the defense of, say, someone like Trout in center make up for it? That's for you to decide. You got other Duke Snider. I guess this is a very similar to Duke Snider. If you decide to pass on him, I like Duke. I like the way Duke swings the bat. Do I like the way Duke swings better than Doby? I haven't used him outside of BR this year, so I can't tell as well, but Doby's got a nice little, like, sweet swing. I think it's a very level swing. It's not like, you know, one that's going to reach for the upper reaches of the upper deck, just like when I like to take deuces and toilets, but he's going to hit more like line shots than kind of, but I feel like with the home run stat, we see a lot more line shots this year than you know, those big deep flies to the outfield, although it's changing, you know, with the latest patch. So there's another line shot. So yes, he's great at hitting liners, maybe not hitting the big towering things, the gallows or anything like that, but I think what's nice is that he sprays it all around the field. You've seen me hit it to every single corner of this field, just about, being everywhere with it with Doby, and yeah, like, I'm not even perfectly squaring up some of these balls and they're still getting line shot. So I think he is a very good bailout machine for you. But, like, you're not going to hit as many home runs as you would with somebody... Wait, is that gone? Right when I say that. No, that's not gone. But it's somebody with, like, a higher swing rate or a swing plane. But I think you can still do it, obviously, with 114 power. Or, no, not 114. Let me go back to his page. With 104 power versus righties, you'll definitely hit the home runs, especially, like, ship it in July is very good to do it with. So Doby, would I recommend him for 70K? Yeah, I think I would. Like if you're playing an All-Star, I think a lot of cards can hit at that level. This is one that can hit very well there with his power, but in addition to that, also at the Hall of Fame and Legend level because of the high vision and contact to go along with it. Now, maybe the most ideal way of deploying this card is maybe have him in your lineup, but then like platoon him if you like have Vlad. I know it's always hard to say. If you have like a top end squad, it's hard to say put Vlad or this guy on your bench and just have him as platoon bats. But that's kind of what it is. If you want like an absolute like them together are a little bit slower, but deadlier combo against the opposite-handed pitcher. So that's one option. The issue is, the lack of speed, and this card doesn't have a great arm either, whereas Vlad does. So maybe a left fielder spot with him, as I just did a donger and I talked about him not hitting as many of those. Maybe a left fielder spot at like Fenway, so his speed isn't as big an issue, but it's not like he's a turtle out there at 64 speed. But overall, I like Larry a lot. I think I'm gonna still use him, but I might have to sell him back, prep up for Friday for the new cards there. So he's probably not on my team for much longer. But overall, I did really enjoy this card. Smooth swing, nice level, and that's it. Thanks for watching Call to Action. I'll see you tomorrow.